You were actually, one of your portfolio companies was one of the only success stories of 2016. Twilio went public. Is 2017 looking to be the year?
That's the buzz right now. I tend to be contrarian on this and don't believe in market timing that much in terms of what, this is the right time for a company to go public. Now remember, if you rewind the clock to when Twilio went public, that was supposedly not a great time to go public, and they had what I think most industry watchers would tell you was a very successful, smooth IPO process.
Shares still up about double of where they started.
Yeah, so I think people's ability to predict the market timing of whether now is a good time to go public or not is somewhat voodoo. That said, there are a lot of companies that subscribe to the popular thinking, held back on their IPOs last year given election uncertainty and other things that were going on, AppDynamics being one of those, that are now accrued in the pipeline and ready to go public this year. So I do believe we're going to see more IPOs, and as a result, people are going to say, oh, well, this is a great time for companies to go public. It's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, that's all.
But also you've got to look at how the company is performing, and I know it's not one of your particular companies, but on your portfolio list is Blue Apron, and they recently sort of came back away from any immediate IPOs. It's got to be the right time for the company as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can't comment specifically on Blue Apron, but that's absolutely right. And I think AppDynamics, and just as every company does in their thinking about what the right timing is, they have conversations with the analysts that are going to cover them. They look at their projections. They look at their ability to instrument and understand their business and decide, is this the time that we want the scrutiny and rigor of a Wall Street offering or not? And companies come to their own conclusions on that.
Because what do investors want to see? They want to see the sort of perfect mixture at the moment, sort of growth, cash flow, perhaps control of costs. How do they get that perfect mix?
I think the biggest thing that's correlated to how successful an IPO and a company trades is efficient growth. How much are they spending to get that growth? And then there's other factors like what is the overall size of the market opportunity and what longer term could this company become. But efficient growth is what people are valuing right now. That's different than in the past where it was growth at all costs.
And what about the sector that AppDynamics plays in at the moment and looking at that market size? Is this a place that we should be looking at? Productivity, developer tools?
So this is a place that's near and dear to my heart. We at BBP and me personally have invested in a ton of developer platform companies like Twilio and with similar dynamics to AppDynamics. It's companies that make developers and DevOps engineers on the infrastructure teams more productive, more successful in their jobs, and as a result, they get to choose what technology gets adopted, which is, again, a change from in the past when you had top-down decision-making around tech. These are technologies built for engineers and developers that they're adopting and using to make their overall velocity faster.
Because I look at some of the startups in your portfolio, and they're great exits that you've had, but a lot of the exits have been M&A. I mean, talk of Twitch to Amazon, we look at Periscope to Twitter. We just seen Trello, interestingly, being sold in a peer-to-peer M&A space. Are we going to see a lot of M&A as well as IPO exits?
I think the two tend to mirror each other. I mean, the difference is you didn't have a lot of developer platform IPOs in the past. Maybe Atlassian was the first one. And now I think Wall Street understands the power of that business model. Being that individual developers make decisions, it's cheaper to sell to them. Now, AppDynamics, which sells to big enterprises, doesn't have that characteristic. But a lot of those other companies, they don't have to spend as much on sales and marketing as a result. And Wall Street likes that. And so the result is, I think, more and more companies using that business model, figuring out how to instrument their business around a low-touch sales model and going to have success on Wall Street. And so maybe more of those companies will go public than in the past when they might be more likely to take the route that Trello took.